Alright guys, welcome if you guys are just joining us right now. This is the CSL right now. I am Cheesehead Logic and I am live in Colorado Springs. Yeah, no, I'm live in Seoul, Korea now. We are going to be good to go. Let's double check with the players. Gabe, ready? Okay, let's go. Let's do this. If you guys are joining us, this is the CSL, the Collegiate Star League. This is between the University of Colorado in Colorado Springs. Their opponent is, my opponent is, their opponent is, our opponent in general, is the University of North Dakota. Both teams are, I don't know, should be an interesting matchup. Definitely I would say UCCS is favored off the bases. I'm personally, if you guys didn't know, the captain of UCCS. Broadcasting these games tonight, I am not playing myself. We're letting our baby hatchlings play in the 2 match, but as for now, we are going to be going into the 1s. And somebody's taking forever to load. Oh, we're looking at it right now. We are on MLG Shatter Temple. It's going to be between our Master Terran Professor Oak and the UND opponent, Gabe the Zerg. Kind of a quick little tidbit, quick little fact about UND, at least the lineup wise. Gabe is a sub. Ultreon, for whatever reason, could not play. Oh, professional broadcasting. Alright guys, and we are off starting at the 3 o'clock position for Team UCCS. We have Professor Oak. Yeah. On the other side of things, starting at the 12 o'clock position, we got the Zerg player, Gabe. For those wondering really quick, just going through really quick, MLG Shatter Temple, a couple of GLHFs. This should be a very fun map. Because it is MLG Shatter Temple, you of course cannot spawn close positions or it would be very heavily Terran favored. Generally this map is known to be Protoss favored, kind of, maybe not, but definitely Terran, really nice for Terran because of all the chokes that they got all over the map. A good morning to my roommate. Already got food, man. Oh. We're looking right now, Professor Oak is starting with the standard 10 supply right now. He is probably going to go 12 barracks, 13 gas, nothing out of the ordinary that I'm aware of that he was preparing for this game. On the other side of things, interesting decision. I like this actually by Gabe. It is a little bit weird seeing that Overlord kind of fly over here instead of just straight over to see the base. I liked it. You know why? Because actually, if we look back at it, I think I missed it. Professor Oak did the 120 check over here on the map to make sure the Overlord was here, and because he floated it over, and Professor Oak is going to go straight across. And actually, this is a show. Gabe, I think he is Platinum, no offense to him, but with MLG, he did scout close positions for whatever reason. Definitely knowing that you can't spawn there on MLG Shatter Temple, no big deal. We look and see right now, just not too much going on. I'm wondering, spawning pool should be going down pretty soon. Right now, hatch does get thrown down, a little bit of a nice little early hatch. Gabe, meanwhile, is just going to be scouting around, trying to find what he can. Interesting decision by Gabe to place his Overlord right here, and now to finally kind of come over to this side of the map. For Zerg players, it's really favorite for him, at least with the Overlord scouting in the early game, because you're going to be able to see what kind of gases, what kind of SCVs, maybe some production even in the backside, because of the fog over here. If you look here, we're going to see, oops, by Professor Oak, he can actually not see right back there, so that Overlord could sit back there and do everything at once. But for now, he is just going to kind of put it back there and do what he can with it. Right now, we look and see Gabe does have the spawning pool down, has the hatchery coming up too. And yeah, just I mean, this is standard, very early Zerg, ZVT, TVZ, however you want to call it. And interesting, actually, wow, Gabe able to see what's going on. I wonder if he's going to take the extractor, and oh, he actually does. Oh, Willie! Oh my God, this is a hero drone. It is still not taken down. It's running around, living on its last dying breath. Finally gets taken down. It does get a good scout. It sees no gases right now. It sees that there's a command center up at the moment. Professor Oak supply block momentarily should be fine. We should see that Gabe right now is taking a gas in the simulator, putting a spine crawler at the front. Very good decision. I always like that. Good defensive Zerg play. Because whoever, I mean, who knows? Marine Rush, SCV all ins. It's always nice to have the spine crawler out in front to help you out. Meanwhile, on the other side, let's take a look at what Professor Oak is up to. He's actually throwing down a couple more barracks. We got a little bit of Marine King action going on. So we might actually see some heavy Terran pressure, early pressure. We'll definitely see. Lately, personally, myself knowing Professor Oak definitely knows about the Marine King build. It should be interesting to see. It should be more apparent when it comes down to the natural of this ramp. We might see a double eBay to do some double upgrades. So definitely keep an eye on that. Like a second spine crawler going down for Gabe at the moment. And yeah, definitely after a while you definitely need to, in case there's some kind of Hellion opener. At this point it would be a Hellion opener. There's no pressure. SCVs would if it was an SCV all in, it probably would come by now. But yeah, really smart. Gabe also getting a third queen. I like this. If you're a Zerg player and you're watching, definitely a great decision. Make that third queen, get some creep. You definitely want to cover the map as quick and as best as possible. Give yourself that movement speed bonus. Kind of thwart off your enemy from being over aggressive, because I mean any opponent, you definitely, one of the basic things you're taught is you definitely don't want to engage on creeps. So yeah, don't do that. We look on the backside, and there it is. Actually, it's not at the natural base, but it's back here. Professor Oak does throw down the double E-base, so he's going to go double upgrades. So yeah, definitely some Marine King style play. Very, very interesting. I like it. Definitely with Marine, the more upgraded Marines are, the more vicious they are. As soon as they get, I mean, once they get stim, stim, shields, upgrade attacks, shield upgrades, armor upgrades, man, Marines become vicious. Literally in discussion of imbalance. But for now, we see the natural does land over here. He's throwing actually down a third command center. Wow, Professor Oak getting really aggressive with the macro, throwing down a command center right there in front. I am interested right now. Gabe actually still does not have speedlings just yet. It's almost the 8-minute mark. A little bit of a concerning sign. On the other side, he's getting a couple more simulators at the natural, getting that Baneling nest up. And yeah, really interesting. I think Gabe is kind of sitting back a little bit too much. I think he does need to scout out right now what he can. Definitely see that third command center, because if he doesn't punish Professor Oak will be able to get that macro advantage. You never want to have Terran players sitting on 3 base while Zerg's sitting on 2 at the moment. He does have map control, but he's actually not using links exactly that amazing. And right now, Professor Oak is going to have 1-1 really soon. Attack and armor upgrades that are just about done. Stim is not on its way yet. No, Stim, just shields at the moment. Wow, interesting. I'll definitely pay attention to what's going on. We do see already Lair Tech is finished up for Gabe. Spire is going up. That Baneling nest is up and running. Four Banelings right here are forming. We're going to look right now, and looks like, wow, Professor Oak getting really greedy right now, and he's looking to take that gold. Definitely going to need some tanks or something to help him out, because especially once those lings are able to run by really, really fast. We look and see right now, Professor Oak is actually pushing out with a really nice little Marine composition. We see 9, 13, 17, 19? About 19 Marines right there in that army. That's crazy. I should have probably just looked at the hotkey. He's going to go with 19 Marines, but I think he should be really careful pushing this. There's actually a decent amount of Lings and Banelings. He would, I know Professor Oak does practice a lot with his target fire Banelings, but he's going to have to need some good shots, especially to engage on creep. At the same time, kind of surprising right now. Oh, there we go. I was about to say maybe Professor Oak is just poking just for the metagame at the moment, just to make Gabe make some more units, something like that. And actually, really interesting decision by Professor Oak. Does not build a planetary fortress, decides to go with the orbital, and it's a little bit of an interesting decision to say the least. But definitely, if not careful, Gabe could really punish him, and a little bit of stutter step micro, and there's just too many Lings right there at the moment, and Professor Oak's little mini push kind of thwarted. Nearly has a complete wall, but not complete enough, and the fact that also this third at the gold is very vulnerable without the planetary. Has to be really careful. On the other side, we see those mutas have popped out, and they are ready to attack. The big problem right here, I think right now the eBays are really vulnerable, especially now he's starting upgrades. Has to be careful, can't lose those, and a lot of his production right now is really vulnerable. There's no turret in the production line, and oh my goodness, he's just gonna lose that tech lab, and that's pretty bad. Is going to try to send those Marines, do a little bit, at least push him back for the moment. We do see Stim is just about done, so he'll be in a really good position after that. The wall is almost complete, and for Terran players, this is really interesting and really nice to do if you guys haven't. Definitely that wall right there at the front is really smart to utilize, especially against counterattacks, against what else. For right now, God, I'm still surprised that Professor Oak decided to go with the Planetary Fortress right there. 3 turrets, I guess they'll at least thwart off the mutants if they do come, but I still don't think that Gabe knows about it. If we look at the vision tab right now, yeah, he definitely doesn't know about the third, doesn't know about the natural. Actually, Gabe is actually playing really blind right now, and that's kind of concerning. He needs to make an overseer, see what's going on, somehow poke in. He doesn't know that there's what's up in the second and what's up in the third right now at the gold. Meanwhile, on the other side, we do see Gabe taking down the rocks at the gold, taking down the rocks over here by the third. Might do a double expansion. Oh, actually, I missed this. He actually has a macro hatch right here, and is forming a lot of banelings. Oh my god, and 26 lings. So Gabe actually might be going for broke here really soon. Building just a lot of units, not looking at a macro up exactly. One queen, creeping queen does get taken down. Professor Oak does try to stim out of the way, but there is just so many lings right here. I feel really concerned for Professor Oak. He needs to, wow, needs to definitely stay behind that wall. Be careful. I kind of feel bad right now because Gabe is starting to kind of pass up on the opportunity right now. Professor Oak, with this build, it does give a lot of leeway for doing counterattacks, especially the Baneling bust through the line, and he could get anywhere and everywhere he wanted. Right now, Professor Oak, meanwhile, is starting to transition into tanks. He's about got upgrade and armor 2 for the Marines, attack and armor 2. I apologize. And Gabe is still trying to work down on those rocks, and this should never be a situation at the moment. Yeah. We do see a nice little cloud of mutable right here, and oh my god, is he going to cancel the siege? And no, he does not. He doesn't cancel the siege upgrade. Tech Lab gets taken down again, and still, like I said, there's no turret in the production line. I don't know exactly what Professor Oak is doing at the moment. Looks like actually he's got a bunch of medevacs, and if you want to drops, but has to be really careful. Definitely watch out for those mutas. And there is just a huge Baneling ball over here for Gabe, meanwhile. And I'm really surprised he still hasn't taken his third or his gold or something. You definitely can't be sitting on 2 base as a Zerg at 15 minutes, at least StarCraft time 15 minutes. It's pretty, it's not bad, but it's not wise, especially that the Terran player is sitting on 3 base. I wouldn't be surprised right now if, there it is, Command Center number 4 going up for Professor Oak. He's got to be a little careful here, definitely not to get too focused on the macro game, because even 2 base Zerg against 4 base Terran could still win potentially if caught in a bad position. There's not a lot of units